Hello dear student, I am Rajwan Singh from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Today I will explain the left portion of lesson first in history. Literary sources. That I have told you already, the literary sources. Much of our understanding of the medieval period of Indian history comes from a plethora of written sources. These includes both religious and non-religious sources available in the form of biographies and autobiographies. It means in this form there are two forms included, that is biography and second autobiography. Religious and non-religious also. And historical accounts by pilgrims, traders and royal ambassadors. The literary sources usually categorized into indigenous and foreign writings covering subject as religion, economics, politics, culture, etc. In these topics are covered in this chapter. For example, economics, political and foreign writings also covered this. A variety of languages such as Persian, Sanskrit, Arabic, Urdu and many other regional languages were used to produce the bulk of writings. In writings they made the impressive writing. They include this subject also. It is interesting to note that paper was still not in use in the Indian subcontinent during the early medieval period. During the early medieval period, these things are not included and these are not used by the writers. Literary sources of medieval history can be divided into categories. They have both categorized into the different parts. Code chronicles. A number of scholars belonging to this period wrote about history of dynasties and of the periods. And these are known as code chronicles. One well-known complete of a code chronicles is Abdul Qadir Badawni's, and the selection of chronicles a work in these volumes that deals with the region of Babar, Humayun and Akbar. Barani's Tarikh Firoz Shahi, an account of Firoz Shah Tughlaq's reign, is another famous code chronicle which describes the history of the Delhi Sultanate. Raj Tarangidi, authored by Kalhans in the 11th century. Kalhan is a writer and he wrote the Raj Tarangidi. It provides information about the history of the rulers of Kashmir. And in this writing, they have written about the rulers of Kashmir who ruled on Kashmir at that time. Many rulers of this period appointed historians in their courts to record the events of their rule. And they don't want to change their rule, and the rules are expressed in these writings. Abdul Fazl's Akbarnama. Abdul Fazl is a very famous writer in that time, and they have wrote Abul Fazl's Akbarnama. This is a fine example of such a work, and its third volume, Aine Akbari, and Aine Akbari is the third volume of this writing. It highlights the silent features of Akbar's mode of governance and statistical reports of his empire, of his Sultanate. A number of foreign travelers, scholars, pilgrims, and royal ambassadors visited the courts of different rulers during the medieval period and left behind accounts of the period. In the medieval period, many travelers, scholars, they have come from other countries. They also came there to see the things that is highlights in that time. And the writings of many European travelers like Duarte Barbosa and Domingo Page of Portugal, Rolf Fitz, William Hawkins, and Sir Thomas Roe of England, Niccolo Conti and Niccolo Manucci of Italy, Bernier and Tavernier of France also serve as valuable sources for the history of the medieval period. And the names that I have mentioned, these names are the very valuable of that medieval time. Athanasius Nikitin's visit to India is described in his book. He has described his travelings in this book, The Journey Beyond Three Seas. Sidi Ali Rais, an Ottoman admiral, was another important foreigner whose travels to India and other countries are recorded in the book. He has recorded all the things where he traveled in their book. Miracle Memolik are the mirror of countries. This is the very famous writing of that time. Religious literature. The medieval period of Indian history was also the period of religious literature. This is also known as the Bhakti and Sufi movements, which spread across the subcontinent and contributed to some fundamental changes in the social and cultural outlook of people at the large scale. The saints and sages associated with these movements composed poems, songs, dohas, etc. You know what is dohas? For example, our writer Kabir Das has written in dohas, and songs, many writers have written many songs, that is very popular. And poems, this is the composer of poems who composed many poems. The local language, which are a reflection on the period during which they wrote. At that time when they wrote, the local language also preferred for those peoples who were near the areas. During this period, the religious texts, for example Ramayana and Mahabharata, were translated into regional languages. The writers, the translators, translate the whole Ramayana and whole Mahabharata in their regional languages. Okay, so that all the people related to that areas can understand easily. Regional literature of the period was highly acclaimed in the form of stories, poems, and dramas, such as Jayadev's Geet Govinda and Chandbardai's Prithviraj Raso. These are the These are the writings that have done in that medieval period, such as Jayadev's Geet Govinda. Geet Govinda is the writing of Jayadev, and the Chandvardai's Prithviraj Raso. Prithviraj Raso is written by Chandvardai. During this period, texts were composed in different languages such as Marathi, Urdu, Hindi, Persian, Kannada, Arabic, and some European languages, as well as they know. Calligraphy. What is calligraphy? Calligraphy is already basically the art of writing alphabets in artistic manner. Many writers have used this method and they have followed this artistic method so that the words are so easy and interesting. It was a common feature of the manuscripts written during the medieval period of Indian history. This is the common structure.